So welcome to Team Building with Mary. I am Mary from Can Do Academy, and I am just here to help you as a business owner, a leader, a manager, anyone who leads a team. I'm here to help you get the best out of your team. And today I want to talk about something else that is extremely important, and I'm going to be asking you a question. And the question is, have you got the right people on your bus? Have you got the right people on your bus? Because believe it or not, not everybody is supposed to take that journey with you. Not everybody is supposed to be on that bus. So the question we have to ask ourselves is it better to have a bus load of people with half of them having no business being there, or to have a bus half full but with the right people? I'll leave you to answer that one. Now, some of you will be aware of the show The Weakest Link, the British show. Now, love her or hate her, the host of the show, Anne Robinson, has no sympathies whatsoever for the weakest link. She's very quick to tell you, you're the weakest link, goodbye. I think probably because she recognizes the impact the weakest link could have on a team. Now, I'm not necessarily saying once you identify the weakest link or weak links in your team, then the next thing to do is to get rid of them. But the point is, you cannot ignore where you've got weak links in your team. So when I'm asking the question, have you got the right people on the bus? That's basically what I'm getting you to think about. Have you got weak links on your team? And what are you doing about those weak links? Because guess what? They're not going to go away. They're not just going to disappear because you ignore them. Sometimes people don't want to change the status quo. It might be you're keeping the person on because you see potential in them and you want to train them and you want to help them be the best they can be, and that is fantastic. However, if you realize and you know that this person just really has no business being on this team, then you are going to have to do the difficult thing and help them along and wish them well and get them on their way. So that is a question you're going to have to ask yourself as a business owner, as a leader. Have I got the right people on my team? Because if you don't, it will bring the performance of the team down. And something else that it will do is it will cause resentment in the team, because the rest of the team members have a choice. They have a choice to either let the team swim or sink. And so they could either help the weak person out by taking on extra load and carrying their burdens just so the team can continue to function, or they can leave the person and just ignore them and the team suffers. Either way, there will be resentment, because nobody wants to be on a losing team, especially if you're a high performer. So you will lose good people because they will get frustrated and they will leave. So as a leader, you cannot afford to ignore when there is a weak link on your team. You have to deal with it. Even in a situation where the stronger members of the team decide to help the weaker member, they will feel a bit of resentment because they feel like they're doing more than they should, they are being taken advantage of, and they will resent you as the leader because they will see that you know that you should be doing something about it, but you're not. So I would strongly encourage that you do not ignore it. It has to be addressed. So not everybody should take that journey with you. That's the first thing you need to realize. Some will want to go on the journey with you, but they are not capable. Others might not want to go on the journey with you. And they might just be there because maybe you're friends, or maybe you go back a long way, or for whatever reason. But it might just be time to cut them off and let them go. So you will need to get more, so just even talking about your selection process, you will need to get more creative and more intuitive when you're taking on new stuff and go beyond all the usual traditional means by which we shortlist candidates. You will have to find out more about the person and what they are about, and attitudes, especially attitudes. You want to know their attitude to work, their attitude to others, their attitude to excessive demands being placed on them. So with the selection process, we have to be more careful, but even getting the person on board, because sometimes I speak to business owners and they say, oh, but they were fantastic during the interview process. So what went wrong? Why are they not performing now? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. And one of the ways that you can get the answers is to actually sit with the person and find out, talk to them. Talk to your people and find out what's actually going on. They may be going through issues in their home life, And as leaders, we cannot say, well, that's home, this is work. Their home life will inevitably affect their work life. So there might be something there might be a real issue there that you can help them out with. And by all means, do what you can to help them out so they can be the best for you at work. However, if you've had the conversations and you've had the chats and this person is just making excuses, just not taking responsibility, then you want to ask yourself that question: have I got the right person on my bus? And if the answer is no, then what are you going to do about it? Burying our heads in the sand and hoping things will improve is just not going to work. Hope is not a strategy. So just some questions you can ask yourself. Like I say, does this person take responsibility? Do they take responsibility? It might be that they are not where they need to be right now. They're not performing as well as they could perform. But if they're willing to take responsibility and they're growth minded, then that is a good start. So look at their track record. Are they the kind that will take responsibility for their actions or the parts they have to play when things go wrong? Or are they the ones who will want to put the blame on somebody else and want to make excuses? Are they always seeking to improve themselves? Do they exceed expectations or do they always fall short of expectations? How well do they work with their team members? Are they willing to cover? Are they willing to lift the load for others? Of course, not every time, but are they willing to support their team members? These are all questions we have to ask ourselves when we're looking at our team to see if we've got the right people on the bus. Ability is fantastic, but if somebody is well able and their attitude just terribly stinks, they're a terrible team player, then you will want to ask yourself if that's the sort of person you want on your team. You don't want, I'm not a very big football fan, but sometimes I watch football and you've got one person who wants to dribble the ball all the way from one goalpost to the other, and you're thinking, pass the ball for goodness sake, but they want all the limelight on themselves. Then again, that is the question you want to ask yourself: is that the sort of person I want in my team? It's called a team for a reason. We're supposed to be working together. So do they work well? Do they work well with others? The other thing you want to find out as well are their values. Have they bought into the values of the company? We talked about that in the last video. Have they bought into the purpose, the vision, the values of the company? Do their values contradict the values of the company? So those are things you want to find out in order to determine if you've got the right people on the bus. So that's the short video I wanted to put out today. I hope you found it helpful. Take care. Bye-bye.